Thank you so much. Alright, thank you. Bagus saja orang ni. Pasal apa macam-macam nasi ni before it. Alright, okay. Alright, please go ahead and get your attendance ready. The next few slides, see the QR. Okay. Alright, so today's topic is on 9 mindset of exceptional hospitality leaders. I believe it's not just hospitality, dia renyah kan tak? Dia renyah, dia macam-macam nak deal dengan orang, okay? The back end, the front end, nak kena jaga the staff because the staff is going to deliver service. So sebab tu it's very, 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 leceh sikit lah. But if you can have this mindset within you, you can actually excel in any business. Trust me. Okay. Alright. So the other day we did. What did we do the other day? Kita buat 5 soft skill kan. Today we talk about mindset. Kita go deep. Alright. So by the way, for your information, this is I have 13 programs altogether. This is our 11th program, and I have 2 more left. 2 more next week, 16, which is on Monday and also Wednesday. All right, so that will be our last. All right. All right. So today's topic, we will look into 2 areas, and the third one will be action plan. When it comes to action plan, I need your input. All right. Okay, the first one is the leadership mindset. Can you guys see it or not? Okay, macam lagging. Okay, macam lagging. Saya dengar kesan tak clear. You guys clear tak? Kalau tak clear, I kena change. Tak stable. Okay, give me a minute. Let me just change.
Breaking up, yeah.
All right. Is it better?
Yeah.
Is it better, guys?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Semua ni kena buang load ni. Sorry. Okay. All right. Sounds better, yeah. Just share again. Dia nak habis ni macam-macam high pula. Alright, okay. Sharing the screen again. Are you seeing the screen I'm seeing now? Number 2 is the 9 mindset for hospitality leaders.
Yes.
Okay, picture. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, and last but not least, this is where I need your input, which is the action plan. You look at all the 9 items later, and then you see which are the area you rasa you nak attempt ataupun you nak practice on and improve on. Okay, it can be 1, it can be 2, at least along the way sampai year end or maybe next quarter ke, you at least apply 1 or 2 or improve 1 or 2. If you can do more, it's even better. Right? So I hope my sound is clear. All right. Okay. Next one. All right. So leadership is not just about skill, because I think when it comes to leadership, skills ni you boleh belajar tau. Tapi when it comes to mindset, it is something else. Alright. So in this one, I would say 1.5 lah. Lepas kita nak main game lagi kan. So we want to explore the 9 leadership mindset that successful hospitality and service professionals adopt to inspire a team, improve service quality, and also drive results. Alright. This is what I'm going to do for the next 1 hour. Alright. So this is to equip hospitality leaders with the right mindset to inspire team. We know that the team these days are, how do I say, it's not that they're not resilient, but they needed more from the leader. You guys agree with me or not? Okay. Our workforce now, they needed more from the leader. They just don't need somebody to, just be nice, but they also want somebody to actually take the lead and to empower them, because these are the people who really want to grow, and we shouldn't put that aside lah. All right. Okay. All right. A little bit about me. If you have been with me for the past courses, I'm a hospitality trainer, and of course, the founder of MAP Training and Consultancy Services. I do leadership as well. All right. But more towards hospitality.
Tapi itulah aku
Let
tak
me
tahu
mute.
orang kita ni. Nak sana aku dengan cakap ni. Awak cakap Melayu ni kemat sangat lah.
Hold on.
Tak apalah kan. That's okay lah. Masalah.
Wait, hold on. Think for the. Can you mute? Alright, you guys will mute. Okay, next. My area of expertise is customer service. I'm very passionate about housekeeping as well, and of course, team development. I believe without a team, you will not be anywhere, because as a leader, you cannot work alone, unfortunately. All right, so what I do along the way is I empower team, and of course, to win customers from the heart through upskilling lah. Okay, theory tak banyak sangat. We do more of practical session. All right, module one. Module one, we're gonna cover defining leadership in hospitality. That means beyond management. Okay, we want to see what is the difference between leadership and management. And then we're going to look at the difference between managers versus a leader, and how mindset influences service culture. Okay. All right. Okay, let's look at the introduction of to hospitality leadership, defining leadership in the service industry. Okay, you may be from other industry, but definitely at some point you'll be dealing with customer, you'll be dealing with clients, you could be dealing with vendor, or macam Cik Suhaimi, students, parents, top management, HODs, the top, the bottom, everyone else in your surrounding. So let's look at redefine leadership. So in hospitality, leadership means inspiring service excellence. Right? Not just overseeing tasks ataupun schedule. Okay. Task and schedule are more of processes, systems. But when you talk about inspiring service excellence, we are looking beyond that. Okay, it's very intangible. It's hard to feel, to touch, but then it has something to do more with emotion. Okay, and definitely it is beyond job title. Sometimes those without title are better leaders. You guys agree with me or not? Okay, they just have this vibe, that they just have followers. They don't have title, but they're very influential in a good way lah. Okay, kind of toxic all right. So effective leaders cultivate culture and guest satisfaction regardless of formal rank. Okay, sometimes they're being appointed, fine. Okay, but then there are also those leaders among the colleagues. They are also one very very potential future leader. Okay, and people will just listen because it's just something influential, somebody who's influential, right? So why mindset matters? Definitely lah, because the leader's mindset will set the tone for the team members, guest interaction, and also the overall service outcome. All right, so that's why mindset is very, very important. And just like when you hire somebody based based on attitude, the same as mindset. They need to have, as long as they have positive mindset, I think that they can do endless. All right. So let's look at leadership versus management, understanding distinct roles in hospitality. Okay, in this context, we are looking at satu is more of system and process, Okay, another one will be more on how do you say it? More on people and potential. Okay, so when you talk about directive, it is more on apa? System and structure, betul tak? But when you talk about inspirational, it's more centers more on people and potential. Okay, so managers delegate and control. That's it. That's all what they do. But leaders, they inspire and guide towards vision. Alright, so they inspire. Okay, and when you talk about operational and cultural impact, sama satu tu is system and structure, another one is focus on people potential so cultural impact So management, they ensure tasks are done. That's it. They don't want to know anything else. They just want to know that the task is done. Alright. Tetapi when it comes to leadership, they shape values and also behavior. Alright. So that's the difference. And then you also look at the long-term and short-term focus. Okay, short-term and long-term focus, that's a big difference as well. Managers, they address immediate needs. Manager satu je, dia nak kerja tu cepat, dia nak kerja tu done, dia tak nak buntut dia panas. Literally, I'm telling you guys. But leaders, they focus on sustainable excellence. They're looking in the longer run, they're looking at, maybe one fine day, all hell break loose. I like to use this word very much because in the industry, anything can happen anytime. So when that happens and you have a strong team, you will have really, really strong backup because everyone takes up the role, takes up accountability and responsibility. And they won't say like, oh, this is your job, this is not my job. You will not even get there, correct? So that's why it's very important to understand the distinct role between leadership and management. All right, so how mindset shapes service culture, okay? The foundation of exceptional guest experience. All right, mindset drives behavior. You guys agree or not? Mindset drives behavior. Betul tak? Guys, agree? Okay, because at the end of the day, service excellence doesn't begin with procedure. Of course, you can have other procedure, but if the mindset is not there, it will not get anywhere. It's just like things written on paper, that's it. It doesn't add value. It doesn't have feeling. But when the mindset goes into that zone, then you will groom, you will nurture that behavior to go into the guest service excellence. Alright, so staff emulate the attitudes and priorities of their leaders. Okay, and this positivity will trickle down. Right? Culture over compliance. But compliance kan, kita selalu semua nak comply kan. Tetapi when you put a bit of human connection, a bit of emotion kat situ, jam. Alright, so when you talk about culture over compliance, it is a shared mindset that fosters voluntary excellence. And it's not just about rule following. Nanti there are some leaders, they don't really lead, they are afraid to speak out because they're afraid to be less popular. So what they do, they will always play the policy game. They will always drop the name of the top management or manager suruh ni, boss suruh ni, boss suruh tu, but never come from them. So when this happens, it will create a sense of course, accountability tak ada lah kalau orang macam tu kan. And of course, there's no flight now. There's no flight show. Oh, no, not yet. I'm just talking first. Okay. So when that happens, the staff will start losing trust. Okay. Especially when the leader does not have a sense of accountability and also everything is drop the name. Okay, skip boss. Pernah dengar tak? I have been to a few bosses yang sikit-sikit petik nama owner. Sikit-sikit petik nama owner. Sikit-sikit nak threaten. Okay. Sedap tu orang macam ni. So we play the game lah kan. Alright. Okay, another one is emotional contagion. Okay, leadership mindset influences team emotion, energy, and also, kan selalu kan, nampak pula tu. energy and how guests are treated. Okay, I'm very frustrated when I have to deal with that sort of person. So when I was with Matsushita, I actually did kerja kilang sekejap tau for about 3 years. So I have this boss sikit-sikit, oh nanti nak tanya tuan side, nanti nak tanya tuan side. I pun like, okay, so you know when you work in a Japanese factory, they all morning akan ada exercise and then like 5 minutes briefing tau. So I will take that 5 minutes briefing just to throw some questions to this boss lah yang I reported to. And then he will just pause. I dah tahu dah jawapan pun kan. He will pause and then, okay, nanti tanya tuan side. Every day I throw him the question, he will always say, I can tanya tuan side. Aku, dia ni tak ada brain, cannot think, you know. So, macam lah. And I always like to play around with this sort of guys, you know. That's fun. To see how far the stupidity can go. Kan? Anyway, that's the boss. So when you're the boss, jangan dia macam tu please guys. Have a more proactive mindset jangan reactive Tidak penat buat kutu-kutu ni tak masuk. Okay, so module 2, okay, let's dive into the 9 mindset. Benda ni you all boleh buat punya, okay? Alright, so the 9 mindset for hospitality leaders or any leaders. Number 1 is service first mindset. Okay. Number 2 is empathy and emotional intelligence. Tomorrow we will, not tomorrow, next week we'll dive into how to lead with emotional intelligence. Okay, today kita buat on the surface alright? Growth and continuous learning mindset. Okay, betul Effendi, growth mindset. Okay. And of course, we spoke earlier about learning mindset because I feel that once you are hungry for knowledge, you just want to continuously learn, growth is already there with you. Okay, and it's just about embracing that journey. But of course, like it comes with dollar and cent, nanti yang tak short sikit kan. Okay, anyway, number 4 is accountability and ownership mindset. Last but not least is resilience and adaptability mindset. Okay, so first 5. Okay, the next one, number 6 is collaboration and team-oriented mindset. Guest-centric mindset. Okay, semua ni ada dia punya own unique unique component integrity and ethical leadership. I rasa yang ni pun antara yang very very crucial juga as a leader tak mau hanky-panky Okay, last but not least, you have to be a visionary and also result driven. Okay, so visionary and result driven mindset. Okay, let's look at the first one. Alright, when you talk about service first mindset, you are actually putting the guests at the core of every decision. Okay, because guest needs is above all. But you must remember, although you're putting the guest first, you must remember who will be serving the guest. The staff your team, your back end people. So these people pun kena jaga lah. Because if you want that result, these people who are providing service, they should also be in the picture. Alright. So of course, in the hospitality industry, hospitality excellence, service first is the first thing on top of the list should be a top priority. Because in hospitality, leadership means inspiring service excellence. Alright. And proactive versus reactive. So leaders with service mindset anticipate needs rather than wait for problems. Sometimes when we do this every day, kita boleh dah anticipate what are the questions kita nak ask, what are the concerns, what are the things that they like to do. For example, if they're on their business traveler, they're of course all the little details that they need to make their trip not just worthwhile to make the trip smooth. Okay, it could be something from getting a morning transfer either to the airport ataupun to meeting, getting Grab. Kalau dia nak ambil Grab, kita boleh advise okay, cik, maybe in the morning, peak time dekat area kita ni, the hotel ni is 7 o'clock. So if you want to get somewhere, we can assist you. Kadang-kadang dia ada je kunci-kunci yang boleh drive, yang buat side part-time ni kan. So sometimes these are the things that they can do to support the hotel guest. I think macam Cik Suhaimi, maybe student, when it comes to student, there are things yang you nampak dah, ni student baru kalau masuk, ini passion dia, ini yang dia punya constraint, dia punya curious dia kat sini, kat sini, kat sini. Okay. Basically, if you are in the job for a very long time, you dah boleh agak dah what they need. Sama juga team typing kan. People come to typing, they have certain expectations. You can actually anticipate what the needs are. Okay, so once you do that, you're being very proactive and you don't wait for problems to happen. Okay, all right, service as a calling. Okay, exceptional leaders see service not as a task, tetapi as a core professional identity. It's a brand. Okay, all right. Next one, number 2 is empathy and emotional intelligence. This is more of human connection, and this is the human element of leadership. Okay. First kali is listen to understand. All right. Exceptional leaders, they actively listen, okay, to grasp the team and the guest needs, and not just to reply. I did this mistake earlier on in my leadership role. When my boss asks something, I keep answering him without even understanding what he's trying to tell me or what he's asking me to do. So in the end, I understand I'm just answering like bullshit because he's asking some A, I jawab B tu lah. So in the end, I have to train my brain to say, keep my mouth shut and just listen. So I just have to keep on telling me that when I speak to my boss, that he's just gonna go blah 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 or like okay. So yeah, so you need to train yourself. If you're just like me, kepo, especially you're very kepo kan. Okay, orang cakap, you pun macam nak tunjuk pandai lah. In the end, tak punya masalah pun. Okay, so please listen to understand. Alright. Okay, regulate emotion. Ni kena control lah. Self-awareness is good because it helps leaders to respond secara tenang, calmly and constructively, even under pressure. Especially in the service industry when you meet various type of guests yang macam-macam temper, macam-macam behavior, macam-macam attitude kan. Okay, so to regulate your emotion is very, very important. Because what we don't want to happen is that one bad day, we don't want to smash somebody who's not, like you got caught in the crossfire, so we don't want that to happen. All right. So empathy builds trust, understanding others' feelings. This will foster loyalty and deeper engagement. It also creates a safe space. So then the staff will own up to their mistakes and they don't feel threatened if they make mistakes, and they're happy to just share with you their thoughts as well. Okay, so empathy will actually build trust, right? All right, number 3 is growth and continuous learning mindset. So adapting to change and also elevating performance. Alright, kat sini I rasa boleh relate lah Cik Fandi ya. Alright, never stop learning. Okay, if you want to be leader, please never stop learning. Alright, because you must remember that if in my industry, guest expectations shift. Okay, technologies evolve. Okay, crises emerge. There's just a lot of million things happening at one time. So by growing and having the mindset of continuous learning or lifelong learning, they call it, okay, this will help you to not just improve, but you will be on top of things. Then when you make decisions, you are backed by data, by information, and then you can also seek constant improvement through books, mentors, feedback, and also reflection. When I started this journey as a training provider, it was not easy. I think it is still a journey for me. But then last year, I took up coaching. So I have a coach to be with me, not so much on the business side, but to grow me, as in me and my inner voice, my inner being, so that I will be more confident. I will be able to voice out my ideas, my thoughts, So that helps a lot because it keeps you somewhere. You don't like when you confront something ataupun you face something, you tak lari masuk dalam batu. Alright? Batu belah tu tangkuk. Alright, okay, so learning from mistakes, this is also a growth mindset because failures become fuel for growth. If you have a leader who don't bash you because you fail, then you know that you are at the right place because every career growth means there will be certain phase that you will be making mistakes. And as long as you have full support from the leader, you know you're already there in the right environment. Okay, the growth environment. Okay. And if you are a leader, yes, your staff will be making mistakes, but make sure they learn from the mistake. Alright? And always, if orang tu sangat, there are some people who are just explosive. Okay, I don't know, for some odd reason, whatever they do, just become the opposite. Not positive, They are proactive, tetapi what they do, their action always end up, poof. Okay, so if you're a leader, please, this sort of person needs more mentoring and coaching. They need to be facilitated because they need to view things from different perspectives. I always tell my kids, when you look at something, just don't look at one angle, but look it from all angles. Because from different angles, you will see different views. Okay, nampak bentuk pun nampak lain kan. Alright, so please learning from mistake and always remember failures become the fuel for growth when leaders frame them as. Alright, lead by learning. Alright, modeling curiosity and humility, inspire the same in team. Okay, kat sini ada Firdaus, Kimal, Taiping. Are you around? Hi Arlene. Arlene, I'll be in KL on the 18th. So kalau nak meet up for coffee, Firdaus okay. Firdaus ni, ada lagi tim Kimal kat sini. Ada berapa orang tim Kimal kat sini? Okay, Firdaus actually just returned from Singapore. Okay. Firdaus actually helped to register his team to take up this program. So well done, Firdaus. I know you had a lot of work nak tolong register kan, nak tunggu mereka tak tahu bila mereka nak buat kan. So congratulations, and I think by taking that step, you yourself joining in to learn, this will inspire them to do the same. Okay. Kalau mereka tak mau dengar cakap, beritahu nak, duduk dekat je nah, di babak nanti. Okay. Alright. Okay, let's see. Next, number 4 is accountability and ownership mindset. So driving responsibility and results in hospitality. Yes, we talk about the human connection, we talk about everything else, but we need to have accountability and ownership. Okay, own the outcome. The outcome is positive, negative, own it. It's okay because that's where you will learn. All right. Okay, exceptional leaders take full responsibility for team action and guest experience. I have come across, when I say I was in manufacturing kan. So masa manufacturing, I was one of the ERT team. Okay, ERT team. Dan this my boss ni, for some odd reason, suka kacau tau. Dah lah budak-budak yang belah-belah production tu, they actually took the time off from lunch 1 hour. They took at least the first half an hour pergi support, nak gulung hose because we have this exercise. And then this guy just go and, bash them up for no reason, getting angry for no reason. And I was like, next time, if you're not happy, just, you can sue me, but not my team because they are volunteers. If you're not happy, just come and sue me. Okay, let me deal with them. But it's not fair that they are taking up 30 minutes of their break time to go and do this voluntarily, and there you are, standing there and shouting at them like, they have no value. Okay, so yes, I will I will go and scold my team if they need, but not the boss to go directly. For me, it's not fair because they need to know there is always a story behind it. Okay, especially yang voluntary lah. Okay. Alright, no excuse culture. Ni benar lah, bos. Banyak sangat excuse. Okay, accountable leaders address problems directly and proactively, not defensively. Okay, ada juga yang takut nak buat decision, just say no. No senang sikit so that tak perlu take action. Okay, empower ownership. Alright, when leaders model accountability, teams follow suit and feel trusted to act. So you have to empower ownership. Leaders are also role model. So if you show your side that you are accountable for the team, for the department, okay, for any special project or task, your team members will follow too. Okay. I think in work, everyone to be in a safe zone. When it comes to accountability and ownership ni, ramai yang, especially ada yang bos-bos ke tai chi kan. Kalau yang benda tu berjalan dengan sangat lancar, they will take the credit. But when it goes sideways, they will start looking for apa kambing hitam Okay. Right, di kambing hangus yang rentung lah. Right. Okay, so number 5 is resilience and adaptability mindset. So thriving to change and also challenge. Okay, so when you talk about resilience and adaptability, any industry, I would say, especially now, there are a lot of challenges. Things are moving really fast. It's not just about the hospitality industry, because yes, in our industry, it is really unpredictable. Kalau you are by the sea on an island, the weather can just change. You know, not just like magic lah, like, you know, you just cannot brain how it just change. You know, like you just have beautiful sun the next hour or the next minute, you just have some storm just coming your way and, you know, all hell break loose. All right, and then you have gas demand yang logic ni tak apa juga. There are also like unreasonable demand. Economic shift, okay, that will also impact travel industry or tourism industry, also global crisis. Okay, remember when there was MH apa tu hari tu? The China punya ni. Kan all the China tourists stop coming or stop traveling.
370.
MH370. Oh my god. I know, how can I forget? I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, MH370, it impacted our tourism because we were having a lot of China tourists. Okay, and for Langkawi, they also have like, tak silap anyone from Langkawi here? They have like twice weekly chartered flight from Guangzhou, tak silap the chartered flight tau. So they come in flight, you know, like twice a week to the island. After MH370, I think KK also was having chartered flights as well, even now. But when MH370 happened, right, they just stop traveling. Okay, because when it happened, I tak tahu whether that is the golden week. Kan before Chinese New Year, 1 month before, they will start traveling out to the world. Sama juga macam COVID yang itu kan. Okay. Anyway, so those are global crises. Something happens that not even your neighbor, but then you are also affected. Okay, so when you talk about resilience and adaptability mindset, how to bounce back stronger? Because resilient leaders recover from setbacks quickly and use adversity as fuel for growth. Okay, and embrace change. Don't be afraid. A lot of things, a lot of policies sometimes, oh tak boleh lah, policy tak boleh. I mean, come on lah, use your brain. There's always something you can do, no? You know, rules, policies are not embraced, are not engraved in stone, right? It's something that you can always not change, but to go around it, okay? As long as it is legal lah, okay? Jangan pula illegal lah, nanti I kena pula. Okay, so embrace change because adaptability allow leaders to support with market shift, guest needs, and also team dynamics. Okay, so they will move, they'll be flexible enough, they just adapt accordingly. And finally, always remember when you talk about resilience and adaptability, always stay calm. Okay, stay calm under pressure. I rasa this is something that all leaders should have. Okay, calm the storm, tsunami, whatever not, stay calm. Stay calm is not saying slow. Stay calm is for you to think, digest rationally, and also respond. Okay, because emotional resilience sets the tone for how the team respond to crisis. All right. Okay, first 5 mindset. Any questions or not? Guys, first 5. Ingat lagi tak first 5 apa dia? Macam I punya student lah. Baru habis that first hour tanya balik. Tak tahu lah, touch and go ke. Ada lagi satu tu yang kuning tu. There's touch and go. There's, oh my god, I can't remember. And also yang you pakai apa tu? That strip tu. It's just not in my head right now. Alright, ada soalan? Tak ada lah. Okay, let's go to the sixth one. Collaboration and team-oriented mindset, fostering unity for service excellence. What was the other one dengan touch and go? RFID lagi satu. Smart Tech.
Dah tak dengar puan.
Especially when your team comes from a different background, not just different education background, but also different social background, diversity, okay, a very diverse group. What else yang challenging? Different generation, okay, generation gap pun boleh jadi huru-hara juga lah. Alright, so team success first. Effective leaders prioritize collective wins over individual ego or recognition. Okay. Kadang-kadang ada yang bias kan, favoritism. Kalau kawan ni, pumpang-pumpang satu kampung. Kalau tak berkenan sikit tu, kalau achieve apa-apa pun senyap, kan. So, tak boleh lah. As a leader, you have to prioritize collective wins over individual ego or recognition. Alright, build trust and inclusion. Include everyone. Okay. It's not just because a person is a gardener, a landscape, they are less value to the team. Okay, everybody play an important role, and everyone should be included in that whole journey. All right. So when it comes to service excellence, everybody is on board. Okay. So a team-oriented mindset will ensure everyone feels heard, respected, and also valued. Right. Cross-functional synergy. Leaders facilitate collaboration across departments for seamless guest experiences. Kalau in the hotel industry, we have front office, housekeeping, we have the food and beverage, we have, what else? We have sales department. Is Peggy around today? Okay, we have sales, and then we have recreation if you're at the, okay, if you're yang ada recreation tu, okay? And then you have your landscape team, you have your facilities or engineering team, okay? You have your security team. So everybody needs to work together. You imagine, kalau each of these HOD are just bickering and fighting every day, what happens to the team below? Okay? Because remember, the leader is the role model kan. So kalau ada orang pun bergaduh, bawah ni lagi lah kan, bercakar lah kan, anak-anak kucing ni. Okay? So leaders need to facilitate collaboration across departments because this is the only way for you to deliver seamless guest experience. Right? Okay, number 7 is guest-centric mindset. So creating memorable experience through guest prioritization. Okay? So every guest is a VIP, right? Exceptional leader treat every guest as the most important every time. Okay, number 6 tadi ya, anak share satu experience I recently lah, okay? We went to this place, ada training. It's a 5-star hotel. I would say when you talk about department collaboration memang out, coordination out, everybody is just like so lost. It feels like everyone just started working yesterday. Okay, you tak nampak like everybody is like taking a proactive action. Okay, as a trainer, we are provided accommodation kan. So we went there at 3 o'clock. What we do is, especially untuk I'm your housekeeping, right? What I do is I will go site inspection. I will need to know everything about the hotel so that I can incorporate this information and also find out which area they're having problem with. Okay, that's when I tackle them after the 2-day session. So 3 o'clock I dah sampai, introduce myself at the desk. So kalau time tu you tak ada I punya booking, you know who to go to, right? To find. But they did not tahu. So after I habis semua discussion, debug-debug everything, 5:30 I went to the counter to check in. And the girl can say, oh, you're the trainer. Dah jumpa like 2.5 hours tau. Oh, we don't have a letter. I was like, I call ke? Tak apa. Our staff is going down. Why did they not do that 2 hours ago? Why is it that now I'm checking in baru? I'm not trying to be like VIP, but this is common sense. You're talking about me as a trainer. Imagine if this is a guest. Imagine you are a guest who arrive at the desk and they just tell you, oh no, tak ada. Okay? I mean, if you know that the person is there, at least take proactive action to find out where is the booking. Alright, so that's just one example lah. Okay, about collaboration and team-oriented mindset. Alright, so let's go back to number 7. Okay, decision through guest lens, meaning they have to view from the guest shoes at every touch point. Okay, so it could be policy, process, and practice that are shaped around enhancing guest experience. Kita tak nak kita buat satu policy ni menyusahkan the guest. Because when the guests get angry, who will get eaten up? It is the frontliners, right? So policy, process, and practice, yes, they are there, but they should be integrated seamlessly so that it will not disrupt guest experience ataupun when we deliver guest service. Okay, moments of wow. I rasa in the hotel or service industry, moments of wow ni is something that we should always have in mind. Like kalau boleh, each trip, each guest, each arrival should have some moments of wow. Okay, so guest-centric thinking leads to memorable, personalized service moments. Alright, so let's go to number 8. Okay, last two. Integrity and ethical leadership. Yang ni pun I came across some bosses yang sangat unethical. Aduh. Okay, guiding with principles and trust. The thing about me is that, number 1, I don't do office politics. Of course, I don't do backstabbing. I don't do any unethical practice. Okay, even if it's family members, if you're asking me to do that, I say, well, I can do that, but I will not, and I'm okay to resign. Okay. Of course, when you resign, it's not easy to get a new job, but let's say if I were to let go of my principle, I'm not going to be able to live with it. Because you must remember, if once you go to that path, it's difficult for you to turn back. You guys agree or not? Okay, one day my boss, I worked there for 8 years. He was very early. So my boss say, okay, our rep is coming from the UK, but kita punya HQ kat UK. They're sending this stuff and she be spending like 15,000. So try to find something deals that can cover this 15,000 because it's what you want. So I listed down everything that we can claim for 15,000. I went to the boss and I said to her, I can do it this way, and this is how we can do it. But my advice is, let's not do it, because today it can be 15,000. Next week dia datang nak 20, 30 over 1,000. So how are we going to tackle that? Because they're going to say, oh, hari tu boleh buat. You did that day, why can't you do it now? You know, so when you start something unethical, you just cross that borderline. It's just difficult to turn back. You guys agree with me or not? If agree, type yes. You guys agree or not? Integrity, unethical. Just like my teacher used to say accounting. Kalau 1 sen tu it's not your money, it's not your money. Okay, so yes, ethics. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the point here. Number 8, do the right thing. Okay, the very least, do the right thing. Alright, so ethical leaders make fair, transparent decisions even when it's difficult. And let me tell you, to do something right is very, very difficult. Especially kalau your top management ada banyak hanky-panky. Okay, it's hard to close your eyes and turn away. But sometimes, I don't know, sometimes maybe because survival, then you need to do that.
But if you can stay away, please do stay away. That's my advice. My same advice to my students. I say you will go out there. There'll be just a lot of things that will trigger this. So my advice is don't start. Right. Another thing is walk the talk. Okay, integrity means aligning actions with stated values and also commitment. Okay, cakap tak semua bikin lah. Ni banyak bos macam ni. Alright, trust is the currency. Okay, trust once earned through consistent ethical behavior drives loyalty and morale. Okay, sometimes you may not be the most popular person in that whole room, but people will appreciate when you stick on to your ethical behavior and also when you have high integrity. Okay, but I'm so sorry to say, in this world, when it comes to survival, most people just have to turn away or, just go one time. Unfortunately, lah, okay, to survive that. So I understand. But the very least, you can avoid it. Please avoid it, right? Okay, hari Jumaat kan. Kena infuse sikit benda-benda yang ethic, integrity. Alright, number 9 is the last one, guys. So visionary and result-driven mindset. So inspiring direction and delivering outcome. Okay, you lead with vision. Alright, there's one thing about vision. Vision without execution is a dream. Kan? You dream you just ada vision tapi tak execute, tak implement. Okay. Tetapi when you execute something without vision, it will be directionless. You can even get lost. Alright. So leaders, exceptional leaders, articulate a compelling future that motivates others. So lead with vision. Alright, focus on impact. Vision must be paired with results. It has to be measurable. It has to be meaningful. It has to have meaningful outcome. Okay, then you will have the right impact because everybody will share the same value with you. All right. Last but not least, visionary or result-driven mindset will inspire innovation. All right. A forward-thinking mindset encourages creativity and calculated risk. Okay, you can take risk, but calculated risk taking. Another thing, some leaders, it's why yang slightly older generation, they're worried that when the newbies are better than them, they will lose the job. But sometimes they fail to see that. I have bosses like this, but sometimes they fail to see that if we excel, siapa yang dapat nama? Kan? Okay, of course dia dapat nama kan. So I always encourage creativity, innovative, be innovative, creativity. This is the result I want. How you go about it, it's up to your creativity. And you'll be so surprised to see how creative they can get. Sometimes it's just mind-blowing, all right? So I've seen magic that's done by my team, which I say like, wow, okay, I never thought of that. Because I think as a human, we can only think so far, so much, and we don't know a lot of things, and it's okay to say we don't know. During my leadership journey, right, I am also vulnerable because I create that space of a safe space, safe circle within the team that yes, it's okay to say that you don't know, because among us, somebody will know something about it that will be able to support us. So whenever I jump into a new role, right? Sometimes top management ni kan, dia bagi je, Mimi, you pergi sana, you buat ni. Okay, fine. So when I go into the team, I'll tell them, okay, I need you guys treat me as intern, please share with me, tell me what you do at your each respective department. I will go down and I will spend like at least 1 hour to understand. So each department openly, welcomingly will come and show me, okay, puan ni, mesti ni. Okay, so when you have a better picture, you will be able to make better decisions. And sometimes we're dealing with something, a crisis ataupun special project, I will say, okay, this is not my area of expertise, but somebody will step out and say, don't worry, puan, we have done this before, this is how we do it. So from there, we actually combine. I say, okay, maybe I feel, can we do it like this? So they will give feedback openly because it's a safe space. Nobody is gonna, go your shoe you down because you know something extra, right? Okay. All right. Module 3 is on action plan. You guys ready to share with me or not? Your mindset. Okay. Let's look at a real world example. Because each organization have their own unique drive. Okay, so I rasa there's some example that we've done in the past session. Marriott, I don't know what I've done on Marriott. I think I've done a lot of Ritz-Carlton. Okay, visionary culture and Marriott. So Marriott leadership, what they do is that they encourage staff to take initiative. All right, they want the staff to be innovative, and this brand-wide service lead to brand-wide service consistency. When I was working with Matsushita, right, they do have campaign. They have like a zero defect campaign. They have like you know apa nama cost cutting campaign. So I actually participate lah. So they have all this because they want to create not just a sense of ownership, but at the same time they will also get innovative ideas from the people, the doers at the bottom. I rasa this is very, very important. Then cultivate this culture is very good. Okay, all right. Okay, Four Seasons, emotional intelligence at Four Seasons. Four Seasons, the uniqueness is that they embedded emotional intelligence in their leadership training. Okay, this allow managers to support the team and guests with care. Right, emotional intelligence is very important. And as mentioned earlier to Appendi, I think on the 16th, right, Monday, I'll be doing dive into topic on emotional intelligence. How to lead with emotional intelligence for hospitality leaders. Okay, if you want, you can join me. You can still register. Alright, this is on Monday, guys. Alright, last but not least, I think remember this, Ritz-Carlton. Okay, empowerment. Okay, staff empowerment. So the frontline empowered to resolve issues immediately. Okay, especially when guests pay a lot of money, right? They don't want you to ngingong and tell you. Somebody mute.
Now I'm the backup trader. They will know. Admin panel will let me go in. Susah lah dah kena.
Dina, can you mute, please? Dina. Can you You're not finding it. Hold on. Mute lah. Mute. Jangan wait to mute or not. Wait okay, can. Right, got it. You are muted. Alright. Okay, leaders at Ritz-Carlton allow staff to pay up 2,000 USD to solve gas problem on the spot. This is very important to empower the staff. Sometimes when the management terlalu micromanage, the staff will just step back because they dare not do anything. Because I've seen this happen. Saya kenapa tak tahu? Oh, nanti bos marah. Oh, nanti owner marah. Come on lah, your review hancur. Bos sekali lagi marah kan. So why do you not take? What do you think you can do to overcome this? Idea tu ada, but they not do it. Because takut apa? Takut owner. Takut bos. Ada tak mampu macam ni. Okay. Tapi orang kena ingat, bila bad review masuk, siapa yang kena? Kan? Not brain. Anyway, look at that guy. He's in a trap. Okay, so mindset trap and how to avoid them. Jangan jadi ni macam tikus kena trap. Overcoming common leadership pitfalls. Alright, complacency. Complacent. Ini terlalu dalam zone sangat-sangat selamat tak nak move. Okay. I rasa in this current world, with the current generation, all good enough is just not sufficient. You need to grow. Okay. The comfort zone is, I rasa macam a bit obsolete lah kot. I may be wrong, but I rasa if I were, because I was born in 1972. You know how long is that? Like 50 over years ago. Kalau I'm going through this with you guys, something that I learned in the 1990s, I rasa nothing would even, nothing will even be added value to you guys, right? What is there in 1990 kan? Time tu komputer pun tak ada lagi kan? Alright, so you have to always grow and go outside your comfort zone. Okay, so assuming good enough is never sufficient, Alright, because this undermine growth and also get experience. Ego over team. Ni siapa ada bos yang ego ni? Angkat tangan cepat. Okay. Ego over team. Leader prioritize self-image. Okay. Over team success. So this will just kill your collaboration. Okay. I think there's a lot lah people like this. Okay, tak boleh tegur. Nanti kalau tegur, sentap, keluar grup. Okay. Lepas tu Lala nak minta masuk grup balik. Kerja you, do add in. Sebab apa? Sentap kick keluar grup. Okay, so please ego, put it aside because we want a collaborative team. Okay. Emotional reactivity, uncontrolled emotion. Hak ni satu lagi, ada problem kat rumah, masuk office, semua orang kena belasah. I have a owner. Owner ni dia ada, I don't know that you guys know him or not lah, okay. It's not bad mouthing, he's very good. But I rasa he started from the bottom where he scrub the deck, cheap deck. So he's I guess billionaire now. Halim Azmin, he has he has plane, small planes and also private plane. Small plane ni dia buat pilot punya program kan, aviation kat Langkawi. So I used to work under him masa tu dekat one of his college. So one day kalau dia touchdown kalau dia punya PA ni kan kena maki dia pagi sampai petang tau. I tengok dia, oh ni dahsyat power dia, tak tahu dia punya kebal tu lain macam kan. So literally there's nothing wrong. Everything is perfectly fine. Not perfect lah, but at least memang tak ada salah pun. But he went to the washroom and then one of the guests, Bangla punya guest, pun cuci tangan tepi dia tau. But after that, instead of wiping, then dia macam ni. Flashing. He was upset with that. All of us kena. Daripada hanger dia punya, kapal tu, sampai lah ke hotel, sampai lah ke college, everywhere, semua kena belasah because of that one incident. So they're just people like that. Okay. But he's very nice. But cuma like, dia silap step on his tail lah, memang you kena sembuh kau-kau lah. Captain, Mak Saleh kan, captain kapal pun kena belasah. You bodoh, you lembu semua ada kan. Jadi ni kalau maki kau-kau ni zaman baby boomers Alright, so there are just people like that. So I guess the current generation, I believe in, we have to control our emotion, okay, because uncontrolled emotion will harm moral and trust, and of course, in this context, self-awareness is key. Okay, we don't want to apply threat, ataupun we don't want to apply that sort of environment that everybody needs to be shout at, everybody needs to be threatened, everybody needs to be, kena maki dari pagi sampai malam baru nak buat kerja. No, it should not be that way. Okay. Alright, these are mind traps. Okay, this is self-assessment. Okay, reflecting on strengths and growth areas. Alright, identify dominant mindset. So among of the 9 mindset, okay, which one that you feel you want to work on? Ataupun you feel like, I rasa I can do this and I can improve further. Can you guys put in the chat box? What would be your dominant mindset out of the 9? Do you want me to share back again the 9 ke? Nak I share ke? Can you put in the chat box? The 9 mindset tu. Do you want me to share? Please put in the chat box what is the 9 mindset that you want to immediately apply or work on the next quarter. Alright, we have this. Nampak ke screen? Can you see? Alright. For me, I would go on strengthening empathy and emotional intelligence because I rasa the current generation in the workforce needed that a lot. Okay, of course, work on resilient. That's for me. I will work on number 2 and number 5. I rasa in terms of number 3, I'm quite okay. Alright. Boleh screenshot. I'll go to the next one. Okay, which one do you guys want to work on? Write in the chat box. Hello. You can write in the chat box which one that you would like to work on. Number 6, okay, collaboration. Nazrin. Nazrin, which industry are you in? Saya tak ingat lah. Hotelier, okay. Hafizah sama kan? Hafizah tak silap I cleaning kot. Resilient adaptivity, 6 and 8 to IME, 6 and 8, okay. Kan, integrity, ethical ni kena ada lah, macam wajib kan. Alright, 6, collaboration and team oriented. Yang lain? I reverse balik. Hafizah, you cleaning company kan? Tak silap I lah. Arlene, 1 and 7, okay, good. 1 and 7. 7 is guest-centric, okay. 1 is also a service mindset. That's good. That will work well with your mind, kan? Okay, anyone else please add? Tembak. Alright. 6 and 9. Lai, which industry are you in? Traffic 2 and 6, okay. Collaboration and also 2 is ada. 2 is empathy. Okay, good. 2 empathy. Empathy, emotional intelligence, and 6 collaboration. Good. Lai, which industry are you in? Collaboration and visionary. Okay, good. F&B. Okay, excellent. All right. So 6 and 9. Yeah. F&B, you need team-oriented collaboration mindset and also visionary. Yeah. F&B, I rasa the most yang paling active growth in the service industry. Do you guys agree or not? Kan, kalau hari-hari tengok suddenly you getting like chain F&B outlet, and then you have all these boutique F&B place, very cozy, very nice. Everybody just giving out that vibe, and there's just a lot of people going there. Sometimes, but isn't that's how people live these days? That's what they want. They want something more, and they're willing to pay for it. Okay. All right. Well done. Anybody else would like to share before we go to the next one? Yeah. All right. Okay, mindset trap semua faham Okay, next. Feedback and journaling. Feedback ni, I will share with you guys satu feedback that you can use within your team, your safe circle ke. Alright, Johari window. Have you guys heard of Johari window or not? Because I did this with my coach and I was like surprised by the outcome. Okay, I will show you later. Okay, feedback and journaling means you use input from peers, regular reflection to identify patterns ataupun blind spot. Kita ni ada blind spot. The way we see ourselves, the way other people see us is totally different, trust me. Just like you are in the house, when you look out the window, what do you see? Either you see your neighbor's house or you see your gate, your plant, your garden, whatever not, right? But people from outside, when they see inside, what do they see? Probably they see window, they see your living room, correct or not? So there's just two different views. You'll be surprised when you do the Johari window, okay? All right, commit to growth, so you turn awareness into action, okay, with concrete steps and goals for each mindset area. So let's say, for example, Suhaimi, is looking at improving 6 and 8. 6, which is collaboration. 8 is ethics and integrity. So you turn this awareness into action. Okay. All right. Okay, this is Johari window. Okay, I've done this before and I was surprised by the outcome. Okay. So in this list ni, nampak ada words ni, you give out to your friends. Katalah, depend lah how many good friends you have, and work colleagues. Somebody you trust yang akan bagi honest opinion lah, okay? I don't think there's something very bad about this. Anyway, first, you select 5 or 6 of these words, adjective, to best describe your personality. Okay, first you pick up dulu. Katalah you pick up calm, caring, cheerful, baik-baik. Okay, maybe there's some days you tend to get nervous. So you pilih 5. Okay, from this, the same list you bagi to your work colleague. Katalah tak payah ramai, dia pening kan. Okay, take 2 of your work colleague, ask them to choose 5 or 6 of these words that represent you. So jujur lah, so sincerely and then you use the same and give to relatives ataupun your close friend. Then you compare balik, you akan find out how people see you. Which is totally, I think maybe out of 5, only 2 je yang you rasa, okay, that's me. Yeah, the other 3 will be like a shock of your life. Okay, that's an unbelievable thing. Okay. So from there, you boleh tafsirkan. Okay. As number 1, open or free area. That means known to you and known to others. Number 2 is a blind area. When let's say there's one person who actually put in the list, dependable. I was like, dependable? Is that how they see me? Okay. Or maybe people look at you as a person who's trustworthy. Okay. Something like, okay. Unknown by others, self-disclosure or exposure, something like totally beyond. And also last but not least, others' observation ataupun your own shared discovery of self-discovery, this is totally unknown area. Out of the world yang you pun tak sangka, unsangkable lah. Okay, so you can actually use this to share with the people close to you and start to have this self-awareness. Because how we see ourselves, how people see us, sometimes it's totally 2 different things. Alright? Okay. Any questions? Alright. Any question? So if you have done this, it's very good. It's actually some results can be a bit mind-blowing. Okay, can we go to Kahoot? Okay, who haven't taken attendance, this is the link and also Kahoot link. All right. Okay, let's go to Kahoot. Okay. Start. All right, get ready to join. Okay. Your game pin is 2478547. Now it's in. I want to see how fast you all answer tonight. Lai is in, Zafran is in. Competitive you all. Me is in, Siti is in, Iqbal is in. Alright, we have 6. I think some of you terkeluar kot untuk masuk kan, pakai handphone kan. You can also scan the QR here and then add in the game pin. Game pin is 2478547. NG is in, Husnina is in, F is in. Dina, are you in, Dina? All right, I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. Fatin is in. Oh, Shafiq, NG is in. 11. We have 10. 5 more. Let's give another minute. Arlene, are you in yet? Cik Suhaimi, Effendi, are you guys in yet? All right, 30 seconds. Dah, okay. Effendi dah masuk ke? Oh, okay, fine. Alright. I don't heran kat sedih Ami ni. That's you. Effendi effort. 247. Oh, boy. 247. 547, okay? Kolishi, are you in? Kolishi ada tak? Okay, we shall start. Okay, we start. Okay, guys, ready? Saya 247. Okay, shoot. Shafiq is in back again. Kolishi, are you in? Kolishi ada tak? Okay, let's start. Alright, 9 mindset of exceptional hospitality leader. Question number 1. Which of the following is the key difference between a manager and a leader in hospitality? 1. Leaders only give instructions. Managers are more focused on emotional intelligence. Leaders inspire, influence others, and managers always have more experience. Right. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, okay. Overall answered correctly. Leaders inspire and influence others. Alright, Nas is leading, followed by Lai, Zafran, Effendi, and also Siti. Oh, Effendi ni banyak number ni. Alright, true and false. A service first mindset means putting team satisfaction above guest satisfaction at all times. True or false? True or false? Okay, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... Ui, 50-50. Okay, jawapan dia salah. Guess dulu. Guess satisfaction first, ya. Alright. Okay, who's leading? Nas, Siti, Fendi, Husnina, and Shafiq. Alright, next. Third question. What does the growth and continuous learning mindset encourage hospitality leaders to do? Avoid feedback from team members. Okay, hati-hati ni kan. Embrace learning and develop new skills. Stick to old methods that work. Wait for promotions to grow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, betul lah. Wah. Okay, let's see who's leading. Nas. Oh, Nas dah keluar api ni. Fendi naik. Siti, Husnina, and Shafiq. Alright, next. Number 4. Emotional intelligence help leaders connect with their team and respond better to guest needs. True or false? Alright. Okay, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Apa pergi jawab satu ni? Alright. Who's leading? Oh, Nas ni tak mau turun ni. Siti dah keluar api ni. Fendi, Husnina and Shafi. Okay, last question. Which mindset ensures leader act ethically and make fair decision? Ni senang kot ni. Guest-centric, resilient, visionary, integrity, and ethical leadership. Ni senang ni. Alright. 100%. Okay, let's look at the podium. Podium tower. Siti, the third. Second. Fendi. First in the podium is Nas. Alright, congratulations. Oh, runner up mana? Husnina and Syafiq. Wah, hari ni ada runner up. Cepat tengok tak? Okay, ada runner up hari ni. So, well done, well done. This is the first time I main game ni ada runner up tau. 2 orang lagi. Okay. Husnina and also, siapa tadi? Syafiq. Alright. Okay, let's go back to the slide. We are almost towards the end. Okay, so how do you craft your leadership action plan? So what we want to do is, based on whatever self-awareness you have done, we want to turn the insight into impact. Okay, remember, a vision without implementation is just a dream. Tetapi kalau you nak execute, nak implement without vision, it will be directionless. Right? So first, you need to set development goals. So focus on 2 or 3 specific mindset shifts that will clear behavioral goals. Okay, I think you guys will share the 2 with me so you can start to plan. Next, you schedule for regular check-in. That means you build accountability with mentors, managers, or you can just do a self-review. Where have you gone? How far you have gone? Okay. Have you checked in on your team as well to see how they behave? You know, you will see changes. It may not be, remember, Rome is not built in a day to stay with people. It's a stay with us. Take time. But as long as we start one step ke depan, you are already going to take the journey to success. All right. These are not just words, but this is actually things that you can think. Okay, because change can only happen if you want to. Right. So basically, I would suggest involve your team. Okay, within your circle. Okay, use feedback loop to guide and refine your leadership approach. Alright, if you work with a team pun janganlah orang nak show the vulnerability, jangan kutuk lah kan. Okay, kadang kita ni, mindset kita ni, bila boss nak tunjuk sikit vulnerability side, tepuk-tepuk tangan. So, dah tahu lah dia ni tak pandai lah, pelekeh-pelekeh pula. Tak boleh lah, okay. If you want to create a safe space for everyone to grow, then everyone needs to start respecting each other. Because for me, when I work, I always look at the strength. I will tell them, if I were to look at your weakness, sampai kiamat pun nothing is going to happen. But if I'm looking at each other's strength, once we combine, we're going to build amazing things together, right? Okay, these are the things that you can do is team coaching and peer influence. So you elevate others while growing together. I think this is one of the effective ways because I've done it myself. All right, mentor through mindset. Use the 9 mindset to coach others in their leadership journey. So you can always share the 9 mindset with them. See kalau ada yang match tu, they can start to like a buddy system that they can work on it together and have others to support. All right, model what you teach. That means consistent behavior. That means you need to walk the talk, okay? You are the role model as a leader, and this consistent behavior will set standard for peer and team influence. Kita kata kita nak change, tapi it's just dekat mulut je, tak jalan-jalan pun kan. So these are the things that when you say something, you need to mean it and do it. Just macam parenting lah kan. Mean what you say. Say what you mean. Okay. When it comes to parenting, I'm a bit more dictatorship. So the thing is, I don't give shit. Tapi dengan Gen Z ni dia tricky sikit lah. Tak makan saman je ni. Alright, foster feedback culture. This is also very good. Create safe space for dialogue to have an open mindset. But when it comes to creating a safe space, at the beginning too, before they want to adapt to the culture, it can get very emotional. Because kadang-kadang ada perasaan terpendam marah ni hak lama dah kan. Okay. Okay, duk simpan lama dah. Bila you ask them to just openly say it, then they start to break down, and then sometimes it can create a bit of disharmony among the team. Okay, but then it's okay. It is just a process. So if you feel that sometimes as a leader we can see kawan ni tak kenal, kawan ni tak suka, kawan ni tak, biasalah all the drama kan. So if that happens, yang paling drama ni you start to go with them. Okay, and then grow from there. You don't need to tackle everything at one go. If you have a big group, tackle. You buat macam zoning lah. Zoning zone yang mana yang senang. Maybe you start yang senang dulu kot. Okay, then go to the tricky one. Because then by then you have more people on board. Kalau you start yang tricky one, in the end you will never end up getting things done. Tak tahu lah, that's my opinion. Okay, the more people you have on board, the easier others will follow. You guys agree with me or not? Okay, but to get people on board is the challenge. Alright, and it takes courage, it takes guts, it takes everything that you need from the universe. Alright. Okay, reflection prompts, bringing mindset to life through dialogue, reflect and share. You don't have to do this like one day thing. It could be over briefing. Just add a little bit of element. Maybe kalau you ada 10 minutes, 15 minutes briefing, you incorporate ataupun insert one or two mindset, reflection or a bit of sharing. Maybe kalau you nampak dah one of the team members is doing very, very well, that's the time you recognize for their effort. That's the time you show a bit of appreciation and everyone kind of, celebrate. So please celebrate all the small wins, because it helps to motivate others to go as well. Okay. Clarify and deepen. Okay, in this area, you can explore application of mindset in specific context. Let me see what we can do here. Some Q&A. Okay, you ask questions, you share insight. And then what you can do is that you can look at whichever mindset that is applicable to your respective industry. Okay, yang mana will actually bring the best result, the most impact, start on that first. Okay, kalau ada all night, it's very good. Kalau you already have two, you want to go on to good, out of 9 you dah 4. Okay, but you can have more team, more people on board with you, that's even better. You're creating a culture, you're creating an environment that everybody will cultivate a similar mindset. Everything will be better and easier, and the whole operation will be smoother. Okay. All right. Commit to action. So each one of you have already stated the 2 mindset that you want to work on. So let's work on the action plan. All right. Okay, that's about it. Don't forget group photo. I beritahu saya tak boleh lupa. Okay. Yes, you can screenshot contact information. I think most of you who have been with me since day 1 already familiar with how we do things. Alright. Kalau you perasan MS slide ni a very beachy vibe, okay, because it's very, for me it's like mindset ni macam very a bit dry topic lah. Okay. But then let's go beachy, go relaxing a bit. Alright. So please scan QR for review. If you plan to join me for another 2, I'm happy to have you back with me. Okay, and you can always do review right at the end. I appreciate whichever way. And if you're on LinkedIn, please connect. I think Suhaimi, we already connected. I'm not sure with the rest of you, but let's share ideas, share thoughts, and you can also screenshot this. You also get this slide from me, and also the recording. Thank you to Shafiq for reminding that I lupa lagi. Alright, okay guys, can you please switch on your camera? Attendance semua dah ambil ya? Ada lagi tak yang terlepas? Okay, I'm sharing the attendance link again. Please make sure you get this done by the next 5 minutes because I'm gonna wrap up and update in the apa nama? In the NTW. Okay, just a reminder. Okay, I'm also sharing the link to the review. Okay, just a reminder, if I cannot find you guys in the NTW, once I wrap up everything on the 18th, I will share with you a manual cert. I will see issue with cert, but towards the end. Okay, those that we reported to task force, if they're doing it or if they're taking time, I'm just going to issue a manual one from me. Ada yang tak sempat nak register but still attend, you will still get cert from me. Okay, but let me wrap up everything first so that I can just do it at one go. Alright? Okay, dokie. Can we on the camera and take photo? Hello. Hi, Shafiq. Hi, Lai. Lai, which F&B outlet lah? KL. Tak dengar, unmute.
Yes, in KL, working at Bungkus Kau.
Bungkus kau. You all got the
Yes.
halal thing already, yeah?
Yes, correct. Because we recently, 4
What
months back.
happened?
Actually, because we are in the progression to get the halal, at the same time, one of the chef influencer came to our outlet and checked.
Oh,
Because
kacau lah.
yes,
Okay, like that lah. Because it's not easy,
yeah.
once you have changes, tak silap 20% or 30%, even from the supplies menu, you need to
Yes, correct.
resubmit again.
Because mostly at the supplier side, we have done a lot of things to get the halal certification at there.
Yeah,
Mm.
tough lah. It's not easy. But well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You are like my sister's favorite place. Tiba-tiba nak tak halal. Alamak. Yeah, but I know you guys are going through the certification, so actually it takes quite a bit of time.
Yes,
Okay,
because
Colin,
we
you're back. Sorry. Go ahead, Lai.
yes, because we are taking around 2 years to get the halal certification. All the
Okay, wow,
process,
that's a lot.
including the central kitchen and everything.
Where's your central kitchen?
Our central kitchen is at Subang, USJ one there.
Oh, okay. All right, got it. Okay. All right. Anyway, congratulations. We hope no more trips and blunders. It's a nightmare. All right, can you guys on your camera? Kolishi, welcome back. I think you like disappeared for a while just now. Anybody else wants to on the camera? Just give you another minute because we're already like 10 o'clock. Thank you guys for being with me. Two more session left, 16 and 18, yeah. So you will get the notification. You know why I don't give out notification so early? This week and last week was like we're having back to back. So when I give notification ataupun link, some of you will just join. You're supposed to join something else, but you're joining something else. So that's why I keep like giving slightly later, and also sometimes there's also last minute who registered for the program. Okay, so two are my challenges. But Fendi, of course, thank you so much for your feedback. Yes, I will highlight this to NTW team as well. From our end, and the CP also, we're having a lot of challenges. But I'm happy to do this because, having you guys with me, 1 hour, 1.5 hours is really great. Early was still the forward. Yeah, I know. But you were out just now, I think. All right, can we take photo, please? Okay, ready? You're most welcome, Fion. All right, 1, 2, and 3. Frankly speaking, I screenshot tau. So, you tunggu start nah. Dia ada apps tu. Tapi, I takut I tekan apps, I terus terkeluar. Then we all bye-bye. Alright, can we go freestyle? 1, 2, and 3. Biasalah, makcik-makcik buat kerja macam ni lah. Janji jalan kan? Okay, guys, thank you very much. The next two is on how to lead with emotional intelligence. I would say it's quite interesting. And last one will be wow, something. Okay, last one, there's over 100. I'm only opening one slot. So the first 100 that join in, that's it. That's tutup kedai already. Okay. Anyway, tomorrow is the peak of NTW, 14 to the 21st. So please enjoy yourself. There's just a lot of programs and take this opportunity to learn as much as you can. I think Effendi is having problem because he has 8 programs tomorrow going at the same time. So good luck to him. And okay, thank you so much. Good night. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Assalamualaikum.
you. Salam.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.